Human beings have two distinct natures that are often confused and seen as one. And that recognizing these two natures in a human being as two distinct natures is crucial for anyone's spiritual growth and development. We cannot evolve spiritually unless we recognize these two natures. The first nature is what we call tabi'ah. We come to this world, we all know that our stay in this world is temporary. We acknowledge this time and time again, that we have come to this world for a trial, we've come to this world for a test, we've come here for a short while, this is not our final abode, we will die and go to our permanent homes. We know this. To survive that physical experience on this planet, so to speak, we have a physical body. This physical body is driven by an instinct, an animal-like instinct. And it is this nature, this animal-like nature that we call tabi'ah, animal instinct or nature, that is similarly found in animals just as it is found in us. For example, animals spend all day foraging for food. We do the same. They might roam around in jungles and forests hunting animals. We wear a suit and sit in our cars and drive on the highway, but we're still foraging for food. We see that in our eating habits, in our sleeping habits, in how we reproduce, in how we relieve ourselves, in our physical nature, in how we're constantly in search of pleasure or fleeing from pain or fighting for survival. We are no different from the other creatures and species on this planet. And this is the result of that nature that is called tabi'ah. In order to ensure that we do not forget our true identity, that we are not the physical self, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has then wired us with a far more superior nature that is more innate, that is more deeply ingrained in us, and that is called fitra. Now fitra as well, sometimes we translate it as instinct. But here when we speak of fitra, we will define it as a divinely inspired nature that is unique to human beings. And it is this fitrah that is mentioned in the verse of Quran that from Surah Ar-Rum, chapter 30 of the Quran, فَأَقِمْ وَجْهَكَ لِلدِّينِ حَنِيفًا. Set your heart, set your faces, set your direction upon the pure faith, upon this Dina Hanifa. فِطْرَةَ اللَّهِ الَّتِي فَطَرَ النَّاسَ عَلَيْهِ. That divine nature that Allah has set mankind on. فَطَرَ النَّاسَ عَلَيْهَا لَا تَبْدِيلَ لِخَلْقِ اللَّهِ. You will not find any change or any alteration in how Allah has created this. ذَلِكَ الدِّينُ الْقَيِّمِ. That is the upright religion. وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. But most people do not know this. So there is an emphasis here that your understanding of religion as well, when we say Islam is the most natural religion, Islam does not oppose human nature. What we mean is it does not oppose your fitra. We do not mean it does not oppose your tabi'ah. So in other words, our fitra is a compass within all of us that always points to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is something you cannot change. You can hide it, you can deny it, you can attempt to skew it, you can justify it, but you cannot change it. It always points to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is like having a massive ship in which there is a compass. The compass will point to a particular direction. The captain on the ship might decide to ignore the compass, might decide I am gonna go in a different direction. He might move the whole ship, everything will move in a different direction, but the compass will still point to one direction.
Sweeney gatherings with louder members of Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والصافات صفا فالزاجرات زجرا فالتاليات ذكرا إن إلهكم لواحد رب السماوات والأرض وما بينهما ورب المشارق إنا زينا السماء الدنيا بزينة الكواكب وحفظا من كل شيطان مارد لا يسمعون إلى الملأ الأعلى ويقذفون من كل جانب دحورا ولهم عذاب واصب إلا من خطف الخطفة فأتبعه شهاب ثاقب فاستفتهم أهم أشد خلقا أم من خلقنا إنا خلقناهم من طين لازب بل عجبت ويسخرون وإذا ذكروا لا يذكرون.
So, if you notice, what does Allah say here? But whoever manages to eavesdrop, instantly a piercing flare. Think about it. If you were able to see your barzakh, and as soon as you did something wrong, you see that you've created a fire within your soul. See, we think we know many things. We know very little about this world, very little about the next, even less. And Allah is saying, what are you doing eavesdropping? What are you doing this haram? For you're creating your own fire. And then Allah says, in which this lecture is about, and when they are reminded, they are never mindful. Think about it. There's two types of people. Think about when you're in school or you're listening to a lecture, and then you hear something that you've heard before. Two types of people. One, oh my God, I've heard this lecture before. I already know how to do this. I already have this. Or those that say, oh, I've heard this before. I'm excited because I've applied it and it works. If you notice, a straight A student, successful person, is the second, is the latter of the two. Says, yes, I already know this. I've applied it, it works. People that are not mindful is because when they get reminded, they get annoyed. Make sense? So in this lecture, I may say something that you've heard before. So catch yourself when you go to Muharram lectures every year. If you looked at Mamdani, when he won the mayor election, what did he attribute to? Did you hear the interview? He said, if I win this election, it's because of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Even though he was reminded every year to live this way. So the next 12 ayahs, I want you to listen, but this time listen from your heart. If you're noticing that your mind's wandering, your back hurts or something, close your eyes and allow the words of Allah sink into your heart, if you need to. Go ahead.
بل عجبت ويسخرون وإذا ذكروا لا يذكرون وإذا رأوا آية يستسخرون وقالوا إن هذا إلا سحر مبين أإذا متنا وكنا ترابا وعظاما أإنا لمبعوثون أو آباؤنا الأولون قل نعم وأنتم داخرون فإنما هي زجرة واحدة فإذا هم ينظرون وقالوا يا ويلنا هذا يوم الدين هذا يوم الفصل الذي كنتم به تكذبون احشروا الذين ظلموا وأزواجهم وما كانوا يعبدون احشروا الذين ظلموا وأزواجهم وما كانوا يعبدون من دون الله فاهدوهم إلى صراط الجحيم وقفوهم إنهم مسؤولون صدق الله العلي العظيم صلوات على محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل على
أحسنت. Is Sister Amal here, Busi, by chance? No. Yes. So we had do you mind coming up? So last week, we were going over anxiety. And we asked somebody, come on stage, let's see if we could help you with your anxiety. Because I feel depression, anxiety, if the right person could speak to you, sometimes it could be instantly cured. And we have narrations of that in the Holy Quran. So I told her, what's one of your fears? So she said, right here. She said, I got to sit down. I'm scared to stand and speak to people. I said, what's one of your fears? She said, I have a fear of putting on the hijab. I said, oh, give me something that you overcame in your past that you had a fear of. And she said, I had a fear of a very toxic relationship. I was so scared to get rid of it. Because remember, the most valuable thing in your life is relationship. But the most dangerous thing you could ever get into is a relationship. That's why, brothers and sisters, if you're a sister, ready to get in a relationship, make sure you never do it behind your father's back, because your father is your protector. So anyways, I said, it was toxic. How about when you had to move away from it? Did it hurt? She said, yeah, it was so painful. I said, 6 months later, would you get rid of it now? Would you bring him back? She said, hell no. I would never bring him back. I said, I want you to look at a hijab the same way. When you first put it on, it's very difficult. People will look at you. You may even lose friends. But guess what you will say after 6 months? I'll never, ever let go. If you want to know what is the protection of our community, it's not just the headscarf, it's the woman's modesty. That's what protects the community. So then the next day, guess what she decided to do? Put on a hijab. So let's welcome her with the largest of salawats. Whatever you want, your journey. It could be 30 seconds, 1 minute, 5 seconds. Whatever's from your heart.
Okay.
Somebody prayed for you in this audience. And that's what.
Thank you to everybody who did. I appreciate it. And on the topic of fear and exposure therapy, prior to sitting and admitting that I'm fearful, I had come to the point where I self-reflected. I know I'm ready, but I wasn't yet convinced. So as soon as I sat down and I exposed the fear, it went away. I gained clarity, and I realized that to wear it is the preservation of my soul and the satisfaction of God, and beauty is not being taken away, but it's being saved and honed for higher purpose than just vanity and ego. So if you're thinking about wearing it, you should wear it. If you're thinking about taking it off, rethink your decision and just embrace it.
You changed your destiny with this decision.
Oh yeah, a whole new path just opened up in front of me. I no longer have this anxiety just like over my head. Now I feel like, wow, free.
Last week she says, I was wearing cutoffs going to the gym. Now I'm standing in front of you in full hijab. Eventually she got married and so on, changed her destiny. Now, for those that don't wear hijab, as I told her last week, nobody cares. It's your personal journey. Nobody could judge you. And that's what this lecture is about today. But please, Allah says it's very clear in terms of the ayahs of the Holy Quran in terms of hijab. You cannot say, I don't believe in it. Because it's like saying, I don't believe in prayer. I don't believe in fasting. If you're a Muslim, you have to believe in these things. But you can't say, I'm not ready. And you may be ready 20 years from now, 30 years from now. That's between you and Allah. Nobody knows the pain that you've gone through. And for anybody, especially a man, to come and say, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you wearing this hijab? I deal with prostitutes in this community. Do a lot of counseling. When I sit with them, I say, you know, if I was sitting in your side, I'd probably be a prostitute too. Who the hell am I to judge? Islam is not a religion of judgment. Judgment is only with who? And is the judgment in this world or in the next? Which one? The next. So if you're behaving a certain way and say, oh, why is God cursing me? He's punished me. There's none of that within the deen. And if you ever see there's karma, karma is only for you to learn a lesson for you to become closer to God. Karma is not a punishment. So let's congratulate her with the largest of salawats. So much I wanted to share today, but there's the Shahada of Fatima Zahra alayhi salam. There's a book. I encourage everybody to read it. We acknowledge Fatima sometimes because she's the daughter of the Prophet or the wife of Imam Ali, right? Dr. Shariati said, no, Fatima is enough on her own. It's one of the best books you could read on Fatima Zahra. He's one of our best scholars that we've had, where even when Shaheed Tahari opened up his institution, the first person he had speak was Dr. Shariati. So it's a book that I encourage you to read. This is one of the sayings. O Muslims, you were downtrodden, you were lowly people. Your neighbors were looking at you like vultures. You drank water from the side, meaning from the toilet. From the gutters, you buried your daughters alive. You buried your stepmothers. You had no values. You built yourself idols of stone and wood, and you prostrated yourself before that. Allah saved you through my father. Why? Fadak was taken from her. Her right was taken. Now she's claiming her right. This is the four best women to ever exist who's speaking up. She's not silent. It says, Allah saved you through my father. You are on the brink of the pit of fire, but He saved you through my father. Fatima Zahra, there was a tradition where somebody gave out news, a secret about the Prophet ﷺ's plans. And the person felt so bad, Abu Lubaba, that he went in Medina and he wouldn't move. He actually wrapped himself until Allah would forgive him. So instead of going to the Prophet for forgiveness first, he went to Allah. And the Prophet told him, if you came to me, you would have been forgiven much faster. So that shows intercession. It's in the Holy Quran, if you would have went to the Prophet. But anyways, he kept waiting. And it took about 3 weeks. Then Allah finally forgave him. But then he said, I'm not leaving here until the Prophet comes and lets me go. Who comes to untangle him, to let him free him? It wasn't the Prophet. It was Fatima Zahra. But he denied. And then the Prophet comes and tells her, her freeing you is similar to me. Her flesh is my flesh. And whoever hurts her, hurts. And whoever helps her, helps me. This isn't in the Shia tradition. It is actually. This is in Sahih Bukhari. It's within both faiths. Look at the power of Fatima Zahra. So instead of me speaking about her, Sayyid Saleh is speaking. I'm actually speaking there next Friday. But tomorrow, I encourage, please go there. It's at Mecca in Canton. He's also building a masjid in Canton. I encourage everybody to go. Phenomenal speaker. He'll be speaking on why is it? Because when Fatima Zahra, when she saw the Prophet, this is a narration from Aisha. First she cried, then she smiled. Aisha said, why'd you do that? What did my husband tell you? Says, I'm not allowed to share until after his shahada. Then finally she shared. Said, the first I cried because soon the Prophet told me I'm going to leave this world. But then I smiled because he told me soon you'll be the first of my family to come return to me. So that's proof, the forecast of what happened to her. But the sad thing is, if I tell you to go and pray for her, go to the grave, are you able to right now? Yes or no? No. Why is it we don't know where she's buried? And that's what Sayyid Salah is going to speak about tomorrow, because of the oppression that happened to her. So inshallah, we will do that. Miracle of the Holy Quran. I'm going to go quick, and then we're going to get to this video I really want you to watch. And then we're going to do something different. In the Holy Quran, in the Bible, when it talks about Prophet Yusuf, it uses the word Fir'aun as the opposing side. In Prophet Musa's time, in the Bible, it uses Fir'aun. But in Prophet Yusuf, in Surah Yusuf, it doesn't use the word Fir'aun. What is the word that it uses when it goes against, talks about the king? It doesn't use Pharaoh. You cannot find the word Pharaoh in Surah Yusuf. Malek. But in Prophet Musa's time, it uses the word Pharaoh. So the Bible was saying, look, the Quran is wrong. But if you study Egyptian hieroglyphics, and they did, guess what they found out about 500 years later? The word Pharaoh did not exist during Prophet Yusuf's time. So it's the Holy Quran that was historically correct, not the Bible. Isn't that pretty cool? So that's one miracle. Another miracle. How many times does it say dunya in the Holy Quran? How many times? How about akhirah? Is that a coincidence? How about good deeds, bad deeds, shaitan, a'udhu billah min shaitan, angels, devils, life, death, belief, disbelief. Isn't that interesting? The question is, since it's a miracle, how is it going to be a miracle to you? And the Holy Quran is a religion. Islam is not a noun. It's a verb. It's an action. It wants you to do something to connect to Allah. So as Hajj Ahmed recited beautifully, when they're reminded, they are never mindful. And whenever they see a sign, they make fun of it. Look at the moon. Look at the stars. Look at this, what happened. I was thinking about Sayyid Salah today, how I want to talk about signs to get rid of that toxic relationship. Everywhere there's signs. Everything that you do, you see them because you're in love with this world. That's why when you die, barzakh is deja vu. You've already seen it all, but you didn't decide to see it now because you allow the body to take over the mind. Make sense? Everybody, you got it? Okay. I want you to listen to this.
You're just trying to replicate what you didn't get when you were young.
Which is why people get into unhealthy relationships. Because where did we most want love when we were kids? When we most wanted to be seen by whom? By the people that couldn't do it. Therefore, we will repeatedly look for people who can't see us and hoping that this time they will.
They will. I have this thing that came in my head, like I could jump off of a cliff, right?
Yeah.
But if I heard a mom come home from work, back on the top of that cliff, I would find a way to get, or if I heard like high heels, if I heard a woman's footsteps, I'd find a way to get back up there and look towards her.
Because you look for the mom.
Yeah, it's like if I can't help but look, I can't help but wonder, is that woman accept me? You know, even with dating and all my relationships, I see it now. Or any moment, I'm just looking, do you accept me? I can feel this. Do you accept me?
Yeah.
You know?
And unfortunately, it really gets in the way of male-female relationships.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of us, I mean, myself included, in my relationship with my spouse, in some ways, I just wanted to be mothered. Not just loved as an adult, but actually mothered. On the one hand. On the other hand, I would resent it because I don't want to be controlled.
Right.
You know, it puts the woman into an impossible situation.
Yeah.
Do you follow that? Meaning, without the trauma, it's hard for you to connect. So that person that doesn't pray, that kid that's gambling, how do you know they haven't gone through hell? What have you done to help them? Let me show you some science, scientific facts. What triples your heart disease for men? Which kind of stress, specifically? If they were sexually abused. Triples. What's a leading indicator of asthma for black women? It's not pollution. What does a black woman go through? What does a black woman go through? Racism. What would asthma, what's the role of your immune system? To protect you. What destroys your immune system? Stress. What's the role of your emotional system? To protect you. What destroys it? Stress, especially where? Childhood. Watch. What's a leading indicator for most kids who have asthma? The parent stress what causes the kids narrowing breathing. It's not the gene. There's no such thing as a cancer gene. You're not born with these issues. That's 1%. 99% it's the environment, the way we respond to it. MS, disease caused by grief and long-term worry in most cases. MS. Why do you get MS? Same reason. So what should doctors do with this evidence? If somebody has asthma, heart disease, right? Should they just treat the asthma or the heart disease, or should they treat the problem that caused it, not just the symptom? What will happen? Similar when you go to ziyarat, you have these issues, you go to ziyarat, you go to the shrine of Imam Hussein, you go to the Kaaba, you surrender, you become and you believe in something greater than yourself, and you no longer you let go of your past, you have an instant remission. It's called a spontaneous remission, called a radical remission. Why? You allow your body to respond to a new mind. If you don't let go of the past and you keep looking in the future through the lens of the past, you're going to keep having the same problems. Why is it recommended if you have issues to go to these holy sites? Because then you surrender to Allah and you realize you don't care anymore about your disease, your health issues, your marriage, your kids. It's all in the hands of Allah. And when you surrender at that moment, last week, just quickly, how to help people. It's environment based. They went to Vietnam, they came here, they were addicted to heroin. How many of them stayed addicted? Less than 5%. Follow me? They went to war, they saw war, did heroin, it was all over. They were addicted to it, but as soon as they came back home, only 5%. But in this country, if you're addicted to heroin, you go to rehab, and you come back, what are the percentage that relapse? Over 90%. What's the difference? In Vietnam, they changed their environment, they never went back. Here in this country, you go to rehab, what are you going back to? Same friends, same environment, same issues. So you notice how much the environment and the way we respond to it had effects on your habit. If you want to change, what's the number one thing you first have to change? Your environment, after you change your habits. If you imagine trying to quit gambling, but you go to the casino every day. Or imagine trying to quit drinking, but you go to the bar every day, but you're trying to resist. Everybody has the same amount of willpower. Just some know what not to do so they don't keep using it up. Think about your environments where you keep having to use it and you keep failing and you think you're a failure. So now watch this. This is pretty profound.
It's time now, everyone. We're gonna do the compassion trauma circle. Is everyone ready to face their past with compassion? Is that a yes? While you were growing up, during your first 18 years of life, if a parent or other adult in the household often or very often would swear at you, insult you, put you down, or humiliate you, step inside the circle. If a parent or other adult in the household often or very often pushed, grabbed, slapped, or threw something at you, step inside the circle. If a parent or other adult in the household often or very often ever hit you so hard that you had marks or were injured, step inside the circle. If you often felt that no one in your family loved you or thought you were important or special, step inside the circle. If your family lived in extreme poverty, step inside the circle. Step inside the circle. Step inside the circle. Step inside the circle.
There is no shame.
I'm so good. Good to see you. How are you? Amen. Noel, good to see you. Welcome. I was abused as a young girl. I was beaten by my mother. I was verbally abused by my mother. I was sexually abused by another man. My father was an alcoholic. My mother was a rageaholic. I've driven drunk. I've sold drugs. I was a juvenile delinquent. Probably my story is similar to most of your stories in here. I'm white and I'm female and nothing happened to me. So, I got a get out of jail free card. And so I'm here now because I see myself in every one of you.
I'm a traumatized child, raised by a traumatized child. My mother was traumatized as well as her parents.
Like he said, we wasn't born in the world of being evil people. My mother didn't want me. She hid her pregnancy. She tried to flush me down the toilet. But as I learned about these things, I always asked myself what was wrong with me.
When I come to the circle and I see everybody else and she's reading off the questions and people stepping in further, I look at my childhood and I'm like, a lot of these people in this yard are just like me.
There was one step I should have taken that I didn't take, and I saw some of my brothers and my friends take that step, and I felt like such a coward. I wasn't brave enough to be there with them when they took that step. And every round after that, I took the most difficult step.
Our traumas kept us separated. We were all on the circumference, all standing apart. But once we began to acknowledge our traumas publicly, it brought us all closer together.
In prison, you're not supposed to show your weaknesses in prison, no. But to want to do that, to walk in that circle like that, and to take each step forward was a reminder to ourselves that we still have humanity and we worthy to be loved, though. Most people on the outside don't understand that we want to change so we can re-enter society better than what we left it.
I think one of the things that when you was yelling that no shame and you had us yelling it out, it was freeing us too. And it was a point to where when I was looking at that and we was all looking at it in a circle, you can hear that echo, no shame. And that was very powerful, especially coming from a little lady like you.
I'm 76 years old. I done seen a lot. I don't like talking. I like to meet people that understand what's happening without words. And you one of them. Today has been one of the best days I had in my whole entire life since I've been out to be 40 years.
Your true
Salawat. So you notice now, when you look at that person holding a help me sign, you look at that person that's struggling, you realize the scientists, the counselors, the therapists have concluded it has to be something they've gone through, most of them through their past. And some of them are able to overcome. They don't allow themselves to be a victim, and they don't allow those unconscious beliefs to decide. Question: when the Prophet ﷺ eradicated slavery, before he freed them, what did he do? He brought them in. He knew they were filled with trauma. What did he do? Showed them how to heal. And then he freed them. That's what these people are. They're slaved through their unconscious beliefs, through their trauma. And we need a society that comes and helps these people, not put them in a prison for the next 40 years without any help. Didn't those people look like they could be your neighbor? That could be that person that's helping you at the store, person cutting your grass. They look just like us. They look beautiful, but they're victims. And we're living in a country that needs them because they've monopolized and they privatize jails. So they want them. They don't want to rehabilitate. Each one is $40,000, $50,000 to somebody's pocket. And I could talk about the whole way the prosecutors work around this country, and that could really get me steamed. Now, my point is, why don't we live a life where we help such people? If not at the prisons, somewhere. By the way, that needs to be one of your purposes in life. It's not to get married. It's not to wear hijab. It's not to go to Hajj. Those are secondary things. Because if you do those things, but you don't live a life of purpose, those things that you did have very little value. Yes or no? Yeah. Those people killed Imam Hussein. They prayed Salatul Layl. They were Hafiz of the Holy Quran. They beheaded him. Why? There was no life of purpose. If everything is about you and your own emotions, and you want to be a victim, yeah, you're going to end up making some really bad decisions. But if you have a person that could pull you and put you in a different environment and save you, but that means that you would have to care. You know, I got to be careful. I don't want my wife to yell at me. You know the main reason why I don't charge in counseling? I don't take any money. You know what's the main reason? I never want that person to feel there's a string attached to my advice. I have 2 rules I made in 2008 when people first came to me for advice. I said, oh Allah, I will never ask that person for a favor, ever. And I'll never ask them for money. Because we're in a community, when somebody comes and helps you, why are you helping me? What's the string attached? You know, if you look at men and women who try to become friendly, usually there's one side that are suspicious. Why is this person being so friendly for me? Even in school, when I was in statistics, everybody would cheat and it would annoy the hell out of me. All U of M Dearborn, 90% of the students would cheat. I'm struggling and I said, I'm not going to cheat. And then I had a friend of mine that was sitting next to me. We're taking this statistic class. Look how I was a victim. And he kept looking at my test. So in the middle of everybody, the class was full, I yelled at him, stop looking at my test. He looked at me, turned in his test, then I walked out. He came and tapped me on the shoulder. Says, I didn't look at you. I didn't need to look at your test. I already knew how to do it. I was trying to signal you that you did your equations wrong and you got every one wrong because of your first equation. I was like, oh, oops. But when you play victim, you end up sabotaging your life. I've done it, you're going to do it. And you have to reflect and say, what is it about it? So that's what I want to do today. How do we first focus on ourselves so we could be like that white lady says, I was a juvenile. I did some really bad things, but that doesn't have to define you. And you have to learn to forgive yourself. But you could only do it if you start to change first with yourself. Because can I tell you, did it feel good watching her help all those men? Didn't it make some of you even cry? Right? Did it make you feel good? Yes or no? Yeah. Question, what if I was watching you and everybody was watching you help all those people? Wouldn't it feel 10 times as good? So instead of just watching the movies, why don't you become it and live a life of purpose? Make sense? Talk to the person next to you. What did that mean to you? Go. What did that video mean to you? Okay. When you leave, there's an entrepreneur club from Wise Academy. They're selling brownies and cookies. Make sure you sell them out. You could Zelle or give them cash. Make sure you buy them out. Sam. All right. So now how do we get to that state? So the first is there's consciousness and subconscious, right? There are two states beyond. If you'd rise above the way you think, then you're doing dhikr. You're telling Allah, because you have a thought. You have a feeling, it shoots a thought. Feeling is you see somebody, oh, they looked at me funny. That's the thought. Then you start reflecting, oh Allah, remove this thought from me. I could be wrong. That means your conscience is controlling your thoughts. Make sense? That means your thoughts are here, your conscience is here. Does that make sense to everybody? That's the whole point of praying. The whole point of doing dhikr is to think greater than the way you feel. Does that make sense? So if I tell you to repeat it to the person next to you, you could. Yes? Okay. Then in the other, you sink below thought. Feeling, oh, why did that person look at me funny? And then you have the thought, oh, okay, they're evil. They're mean. I hope they die. Why did that person beep behind me? I hope they get 4 flat tires in Tennessee. Okay, you had a feeling, you had a thought. Where did your consciousness go? Above your thought or below? You have to pick a side. Make sense? So the journey of the believer is to rise above thought, not fall behind it, right? Verily, the remembrance of Allah, the hearts find rest. When you think of Allah, that person looks at you funny, you lose your job, there's resentment, something bad happens, you got divorced, you're 50 years old and you're not married and you're worried about your life, you realize, no, I'm not going to play a victim. Allah, you're the one that created me. I go back to you. Inna lillah, inna ilayhi rajiun. I don't care, but I'm not going to sacrifice my relationship with you. Enough of playing victim. Make sense? So then Allah says, he who purifies his soul succeeds, and he who neglects it fails. Simple. Islam is so simple, but yet we make it so difficult. So, these are the things that are conscious. Remembering Allah, aware of your inner state, acting with sincerity, living with gratitude, seeing Allah's signs. And then there's the opposite. Before I share the opposite, I need 3 volunteers that want to be actors. One is going to be the individual. The other one is going to be Shaitan. And the other one is the angel. I'm going to give you a script, and then you're going to decide who won. So we did it in school today. Guess who won all 11 rounds? Shaitan. You see your friend getting bullied. Shaitan whispered, you hate him anyway. He does better than you at school. Join him in bullying and kicking him. And then the angel would come, oh, haram. Right? The devil won all 11 rounds. So that's what I want to do. I'm going to show you scenarios, because these are everyday scenarios that you either rise above consciousness or you fall behind. By the way, that's the whole reason of praying. Do you know what's sad? Even when you pray, you fall below below thought. Because when you're praying, guess where your mind is? Someplace else. That means you're unconscious. People who are abused, like those people in jail, it's like getting knocked out. You lose consciousness. They got knocked out emotionally. They lost consciousness. What's your job as a Muslim? Wake them up. But in order to wake them up, what do you have to do? Wake them up. All right, who would like to be the first one? Who would like to be the person in the middle, flying? Okay, Riza, come on up. Who would like to be the Shaitan? We need good actors. Really good, really act. Somebody's, Christina, who are you pointing at? That's good. Say the name. Lamis, you're good? Come on. Whoever's really good. And who wants to be the angel? You want to be the angel? Okay, come on up. All right. Come here, guys, quickly. So what I want you to do is, as I prep them, hurry, guys, come on up. As I prep them, what I want you to do is tell me what is the unconscious opposite of each one. All right? Share that with the person next to you, what you think each one's opposite, and then we'll start. All right, guys, come here. You ready for the opposites? Did you guys try to know that, get the opposites? All right, here we go. When you remember Allah, what's the second? Forgetting Allah. When you see haram, you remember Allah, you turn it off. If you keep watching it, you forgot about Allah. Only thing on this life that you're here for is for you to remember Allah. That's it for you to worship God. That's it. When you're, and I'll just do one more. Responsibility to hardship with patience. When you patience, anger, and complaint. So now we're going to test it out. We're going to see how they do. Reza, come on up. Come in the middle. You can come on this side. You're the devil. Look, you must be good because I had 5 people pointing at you. The angel, come on up. All right. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to vote. Yeah, come close. Angel, come next to him. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pick the scenario, and we'll start with the devil will go first. Take some deep breaths. All right. First scenario. Oh, right off the bat. Marital relationships conflicts. Situation, your spouse or loved one speaks to you harshly to you. All right. Devil, go. What would you suggest to him? So that what's happening is he just got spoken harsh to. What is the devil whispering to him? Whisper it to him. Oh, speak it right into the mic. Oh, turn on the mic. Good. Okay, go ahead.
You don't deserve this. Talk back. Show them who's in control. If you stay silent, they'll walk all over you.
Okay, now I want you from the heart. Say it to him. Without the paper, say it to him.
You don't deserve this. Talk back. Show them who's in control. If you stay silent, they'll walk all over you.
Okay. Angel.
Stay calm. Maybe they're hurting inside. Lower your voice. Your own Allah's mercy. Remember the Prophet never raised his tone in anger. Your patience is now a victory later.
All right. Who was more convincing? Salawat if you think the devil was more convincing. Salawat if you thought the angel was more convincing. Okay. We're going to do one more and then we'll see if anybody else wants to try to be the devil or the angel. Next one. Being criticized or corrected. Someone corrects or advises you publicly. You know, you got to be, who the hell are they to publicize you? Do you know what they did to you? Did you know what you've done for them? You helped them. They dare criticize you. Make sure you call their boss and get them fired, and make sure you cause the marriage to end up in divorce. Give them the same hell they did for you. That is the passion I want you to get. You got it? All right. Isn't that scary? But that's the way we talk to ourselves sometimes. Okay, someone corrects or advises you publicly. Go ahead, Shaitan. Say it with passion.
Who are they to correct you? Defend yourself. Don't look weak. Embarrass them like they embarrassed you.
Okay, Angel.
Listen first, even if they're harsh. Maybe Allah is teaching you through them. Say Jazakallah khair and grow from it.
All right.
Humility is strength, not weakness.
Okay, if you think it's the devil that did better, say salawat. All right, the angel. Okay, angel keeps sweating. All right, who would like to try to be the devil? All right, come on up. Who would like to be the angel? Angel, come on up. No, you can't raise the hand for somebody. Come on. All right, give him the mic, give him the script. We're going to go right to number 7. Go to number 7. Number 7. Good job. Give him a large salawat for coming up. Oh. Yeah. Number 7. All right. You at number 7? It could be on the back page. Number 7. They're numbered. Find number 7. It's number 7. You got it? Got it? Okay. Number 7. Now give me some passion. By the way, every moment, almost every moment, we're fighting. You know, you guys think those people that are on the street, that speak out loud, that are speaking to the wall, speaking to themselves, what are you looking at? What are you doing? You call them crazy, right? We say these people are sick. Do you know if somebody were to listen to your thoughts, wouldn't they say that you're crazy? Thus the importance of dhikr and prayer. For you to control these thoughts and stop becoming unconscious. That's why it's so good to detox yourself from social media. If you're noticing you're edgy with your parents, edgy with your spouse, do something different. What do? Change your environment. One of the most toxic environments is your phone. All right. You ready?
Can you go off?
Who do you want to go first? You can go off the script. Yeah. I want you to go off the script. That's just to help you. All right. We're going to go. We're going to do Angel first. All right. Situation. People around you begin speaking about someone not present. They're backbiting. They're gossiping. Angel, help them out.
The shaitan wants you to join in. Don't do it. Imagine if someone was talking about that to you. You wouldn't want to. You don't want to be included.
Okay. Devil.
You hear this guy? You hear him? Are you serious? You're gonna be a baby? You're gonna let him talk like that?
Are you gonna let the shaitan get in your head? You're gonna think about Allah. Don't let him do it.
Come on, everyone's talking. You're gonna look like a baby, man. You can't be doing that.
You're not here forever.
You're not cool if you don't talk.
Forever. Don't get attached to the dunya.
Do not.
You're gonna die. Then
Do not look like a lame guy. Come on.
But isn't it true? You know, I deal with gamblers. And they pick up the phone. I lost 10,000 yesterday. I don't want to place this bet. My family. Then the shaitan, but you could double your money. We're all addicts. And what is the biggest addiction out there? Number one addiction. Thinking. When's the last time you were able to sit down for 10 minutes in prayer and dhikr when you didn't have a thought? That is called loving yourself to connect with Allah. All right. If shaitan won, salawat. That's so weird. If the angel won, salawat. Before I go to the next one, I think it was like a tie on that one, okay? We're going to go to the next one. Let me tell you what happened to me. My mom's here. I was 12 years old. My mom had a big garden. And in the summertime, she would make me turn over the dirt. Remember, Mom? And I hated it. So the next day, I was like, I ain't going out there again. It was like 100-degree heat. I'm crying thinking about this. You know, I was speaking about Tahaj Hassanin. He was talking to me about his father. He was telling me how much he just misses him and he wishes he could just hug him one more time, see him one more time. He said he wishes he could have been a better son. I think I'm a horrible son towards my mother. I should do so much better. I preach. I should probably shut up and be a better son. And that's the honest to God truth. Anyways, I was 12 years old. Because there was a few times where, when I was a teenager, where I embarrassed my mom, where I would walk in the principal's office. Because one time I was in daycare and I took a gun, fake gun. And in Crestwood, they used to have daycare classes. So, and I was a senior, so I would line up all the kids and I would shoot them. This is before 9/11, guys. This is when everything like this was okay. And as I would shoot them, we would play and they would fall. But Miss Kuhneman, I remember her name, would look on the other side and she yelled out a swear word in front of all these kids. So what I did naturally is I went like this and she ducked. Anyways, I get into the office and who's there? My mom and my sister. And then 2 weeks before that, my friend, I was knocking on the lunch lady's door. My friend said some Arabic words, swear words, in Arabic. And I didn't know what they meant. So I would do it, knock on the door, and take off. The next day, I go into my office. My mom and my sister's here too, are all three, and the principal and the lunch lady, they're all crying. And what happened, the swear words I was saying was about their mom, about her mom. And her mom had just died the week prior. So we knocked on the door 3 days, and she would sit in the office, cry for hours. I go in this office, and they wanted to expel me both times. And it was my teachers, because my teachers liked me, and my mom that advocated for me, said, let them in. And I said, oh Allah, I'm never going to put myself in that position ever again. And when I was 12, that's when it hit me. My mom told me, come help me. I went. The next day, I acted like I didn't hear her. Shaitan was whispering, don't go. And I listened. I went up after she went outside, and she's outside, and she's doing it herself. And I went through the blinds upstairs, because I went upstairs to take toast with cream cheese and cereal, and go downstairs and watch my cartoons. I used to watch Batman and X-Men. SubhanAllah, this was like yesterday. This was over 30 years ago. Longer, 35 years ago. And I remember when I went upstairs and I was going to go sneak down, I looked through the blinds and a thought came, you fool. What if your mom were to die right now because you didn't help her? And I remember I ran outside and I said, I'll never allow that to happen again. And I'm telling you, Hajj Hussein was telling me, we keep getting weird things that happen that are good recently. He says it's all of our parents' blessings. Brothers and sisters, one thing I could tell you, never, ever, ever allow yourself to go anybody between you and your mother, you and your father. In Islam, even if they hurt you or you hurt them, you can never give up on them. Everybody else, it's okay. You could try 2, 3 times. With your parents, don't. If you want to destroy your akhirah, destroy your relationship with your parents. That's why I never keep secrets from them. So I want to, honestly, if not for my mom, there would be no wise. It'd be impossible. I'd be living a completely different life. So can we, 2 things I know she would be happy that I did. First, I didn't know what love was. I didn't know my father for like 27 years. I wasn't close to him. Then he came and moved back here and became close. Then my father became sick. I really didn't know what love was. But when my father became sick, remember, my mom and her were separated, like they lived long distance. But when my father became sick, my mom went to the hospital. She never left for 30 days. Visiting hours didn't apply to her. And my mom's not the type of person that likes to leave her house often. She didn't leave. She refused. I didn't know what love was until that happened. That's why I never burn bridges with a person that will do that for you. So out of respect for her being here, can we recite Surah Al-Fatiha for my father, her husband? Bismillah ar-Rahman. Hajj Ahmed, Charara. And my aunt is here too, and his brother has also passed away, Hajj Taysir Charara. So let's also recite Surah Al-Fatiha for him as well. Bismillah ar-Rahman. And let's give the thawab of salawat to my mom. Please, let's give her a large salawat. Allah. Okay. Next one. We'll try to change the mood a little bit. There was one I wanted to do. Okay, this is a good one. Number 9. Can you guys go to number 9? Got it? Being too friendly with a coworker while married. You begin to enjoy someone's company a little too much. At work, a bit too much. Friendly jokes, private chats, emotional closeness. You know this person is married. You know he wants you to be an option that's a secret. Sisters, this whole temporary marriage, I promise you, what people are telling you about it, they have no idea about what Islam says about it. Please come to me. If anybody says, well, it's halal, there is no ibadah. There's no sense of worship when you do temporary marriage. And the number one issue we have in our community in regards to marriages falling apart, you're having a problem with your wife, oh, let me go and do temporary marriage. Number one issue. And they have no idea. And they've hijacked Islam when it comes to this. Temporary marriage is there, just like regular marriage. But just like you could abuse regular marriage, people abuse temporary marriage. So please, don't fall victim to it. Sisters, if somebody tells you be a secret, run. You're nobody's secret. Don't ever be fooled. Because when you get in that trap, Shaitan's going to whisper, maybe one day, maybe he will make me public. Wallahi, he won't. I promise you. All right, I'm going to repeat it. You begin to enjoy someone's company at work a bit too much. Friendly jokes, private chats, and emotional closeness. Angel, go.
Don't do it. Imagine your wife was getting treated the way you're treating her. Don't even think about it. Cheating is the biggest sin for a reason. Don't do
man,
it.
it's harmless, man. Don't listen to this guy. You know, just a little talk, nothing much, right? She listens too. That's the thing about it, right? Your wife doesn't listen, so you know someone understands you. By the way, you're getting me in trouble here. So.
It's pretty good.
Your wife does listen. She's a very good girl. She's in the audience.
You just got a bad day from her today, man. You can't, man. Come on.
All right, who won? Say salawat if you think the devil won. Sounds like such an oxymoron when I say that. If the angel won, say salawat. All right, we're going to do one more. We need a clear winner, but you guys are doing a good job. That one was 3 gay guys, so that was that. All right. By the way, I deal with that. I feel like I'm one of the only people that deal with people who are gay. They come to me, and I say, and we try to throw them into hell. And again, you know, if you become gay because you've been molested by your father or raped by your uncle, are you going to throw them into hell? Be careful the way we judge people, brothers and sisters. All right, we'll do one more. Okay, this is a good one. Somebody here, this is for somebody, because this is the last one. Whoever is doing this, this is a sign from Allah, let it go. Holding grudges and refusing to forgive. Someone hurt you deeply, you can't stop replaying it. All right? You got it? All right. I want you to be vicious. All right. Someone hurts you deeply, Riza. You can't stop replaying it in your mind. Devil, go.
Ready?
Yeah.
Remember this guy? Right? You gonna let him talk to you like that? Right? Remember how he, I don't want to say it. Stop, you want to go first? Go first.
Go ahead, Angel.
Go first. I want to give my thoughts to it.
Yeah.
I'm not cheating.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's okay that they talk to you that way, but at the end of the day, you're gonna die. Doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. No, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. It's not worth it. You're gonna go fight him, and then what? He's gonna fight back. It's gonna be a whole mishkla. You're gonna stay there you're gonna be thinking about it for another 10 years. It's not worth it.
Are you the guy to be walked on? Is that what's gonna happen? You're gonna trust him again. What is he gonna do? He's gonna do the same thing to you he did you last time. He's gonna hurt you again and again and again. I don't let it slide.
Imam Ali was praying, right? And the guy came with a sword, hit him on the back while he was praying, and he still forgave him. Are you greater than Imam Ali? There's no way.
You threw the Imam Ali line.
I had to.
Who you think you're going to be like Imam Ali? You're nothing like him. Go and get your vengeance and destroy that criminal. Go create a fake social media account and go and victimize and put out all of his secrets and expose them.
That's what he's.
Go on T. What's it called? T? Yeah. Let's do that.
This is the shaitan. Don't listen.
All right. Let's thank all 3 with a loud salawat. Allah. Thank you guys. Thank you. Excellent. You can just put the mics there. That devil was pretty good. You know what's interesting? When we do this, why do the devils always win, right? And I have a rationale behind that, but they did really, really good. Thank you. Brothers and sisters, this is reality. Think about today when you woke up, you wanted to touch your phone instead of doing a dhikr. You notice, right when you wake up, you have to overcome. But I promise you, if you keep overcoming, you will become somebody else. And why do you want to do that? What's the point of this whole lecture? So maybe one day we're watching you on screen helping those people in prison, helping those people that are homeless, helping the people that have been molested, helping the people that don't understand the deen, helping the people that are broke because of bad decisions that they made. That is why you're on earth. That is worship. It's not about you anymore. And Allah is very clear in Hadith al-Quds. Allah says, when you take care of my creation, Allah directly takes care of you. But if you only care about yourself, Allah says, Wallahi, whatever you chase and you get, none of it will make you satisfied. And that's why you're on earth. Talk to the person next to you, but don't leave. I just need 1 more minute, and then we'll end with Hajj Ahmed Hamdan. Talk to the person next to you. What is a purpose that you're going to start going after? And what is something you need to overcome to achieve it? Go ahead. Have that conversation. 1 minute conversation. Okay, we have something a little bit different. We have a healing. What time is it? We'll do the healing at 9:48. Okay, half-hour break. Please come. We're doing a healing like we did last week. The things that we witnessed here last week was pretty incredible. Who was here during the healing? Wasn't that an incredible event? If you've never done anything like that, please participate. The other thing that we're doing a little bit different is Hajj Hassanin is downstairs. We put circles around and we get to do Q&A with him. So please join that. It's pretty cool. We're trying something different. So please, if you have time, join him. It'll be about 45 minutes. You could ask any questions from this lecture or anything at all to join him. The Entrepreneur Club is outside. Are you guys going to make sure they sell out? Yes. Okay. Listen to my whispers now. Let's end with Hajj Ahmed Hamdan with Dua Hujjat. If everybody could rise, please. Let's keep it short.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله الطاهرين.
Give one person a hug. Somebody actually sponsored, I just heard, for all the cookies and brownies, so just help yourself. Give one person a hug and tell them how much you love them.